Hey y'all, what's going on? Welcome to Books That Built Me, the series where every episode is a personal testimony. I'm Antasia Shabir Lamore. All right, this I'm worthy next. No, I'm kidding. Nonetheless, or maybe I'm not, you never know. I'm your mindset and style coach from Authentic Glow Coaching. And in this season, I am sharing the books that truly changed my life, okay? So these aren't just reviews, they're reflections. This is our rating and reflection edition. I'll tell you what worked, what didn't, how I used it, and how I rate it for real life. So, as we get into these things of turning pages and turning these corners, we're about to get into it together. So, all right, y'all. So, episode 10 is entitled, What is It? And the theme for this particular session is really going to focus around basically just kind of having an understanding that sometimes things is just a trip. So the book is The Look Alive 25, and I just recently finished this one in particularly speaking. And you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I'm going to get into why I thoroughly enjoyed it and less about the book itself. Um, because the fact that the book is here is also a testament to how well of an accessory it is. And that means that whenever I have accessories and things that are really enhancing my outfit, my mind, my profile, how I'm looking, how I'm coming across, I'm good, I'm straight. I ain't got no problems. I don't have no issues. I don't need nothing else extra. I'm not striving at them more, trying to constantly grind and get. I'm really lightweight, feel as though I grind to make sure I'm good. I grind to make sure my daughter is okay. I grind to make sure that her life that is God given is rooted in saint saints and being in a spirit of overall charity in the giving spirit. That's really important. And not even just important, but that normal spirit of providing for someone else besides me that I really care about feels good. Is a really honest, searched out feeling that I've been looking for. And when I was really trying to figure out my own life, I realized that I was struggling, girl. I was really, really, really struggling to maintain a positive mindset, even though I love my career. I love what my degree is in. I know that I love the things that my professors have said, especially my professor, Amber Allen. And I just always resonated so well when our writing workshops were going around, and my professor always just encouraged me so much. And I always just really felt grateful. I always just was like, I always wanted to not change from that person and persona. I always wanted to maintain having that praise. I never wanted to feel as though I disappointed them and they're like, I would never publish this. Like, I always prefer coming across as that type of young lady. So the mindset shift was definitely more ingrained into less what somebody else was doing and more so into who I was becoming. And that, my dear ladies, was a turning point because I have lost contact with so many people and got so into these books instead, into me, into my life in return. And honey, baby, listen, let me tell you. Because for my girlies who still out here struggling with these deadbeats, with these gurus who always wanted to set you up for the whoop whoop, honey, you got to get up out of that phone. You got to do it good, whether it's with some books, some shopping, some retail therapy, a few girl trips, they have some real weird advice, but getting underneath somebody else, like Brett, they got so much advice on the internet. You just need to pick something at this point. I don't give a damn. I don't care what it is. Join my courses, go into some coaching, enroll in some kind of school. You want to go back to community college, like something. You just need to do something that's going to enhance and not necessarily always just constantly want to be given to the same entity who you know is dogging you out, whether male or female. And that's ultimately what this book provided, because when I really thought about how this particular book, and I believe it's a Stephanie Plum thriller, some kind of series or something like that, and it's by Janet Evanach. Now, I got this book for $2. Okay, $2.99. That's it. So it's a very reasonable price. It is thrifted second hands, and I always want to encourage you all to check out your grocery stores. But I will go to the grocery store and just realize like this is such a nice therapeutic session. Like I get some things for my hair, my face, my nails, my baby. I can check out a few things that I might want to not have been able to see nowhere else. So I'm gonna grab those too. Like I'm gonna make sure that I stop in each section and figure out what the house gonna look like. I want a floral arrangement, what it's gonna smell like. Like I'm just about being that type of girly when it's all about me, how I need for me to look. Like shiny, bright, nails is colored up and good and alive. A beautiful book that enhances my mind. So now my mind is just as shiny as my outer. So you really want to realize that that's really technically what it's all about. And so when I realized some things about myself, I pulled out this book. And as I sat there and I went through this entire book, it was probably at least 200 something pages. I wrapped and ate that book up so quick, yo, I dumped it like a fifth hand. And I was like, well, you know what? The fact that we're going to call her like Eva for short. The fact that Miss Eva over here was really into what was going on and taking place like that was, but that reminds me of having a goat mama, the greatest of all time, because there is really nothing like it. I mean, my mom, our brand spaces owners, mother, our Bria Cherise, our more, and God rest her soul. I love her so much. But honey, baby, listen, okay? She will drive anybody crazy. And my ladies, I have heard y'all. I am ready to listen. Y'all know what it's like to have them mother wounds, bro. I commend you. I'm so grateful to you. I'm so happy for the ones who've been before me. I'm so happy for those young ladies who have gone and stood the test of time, bro. And you got a good relationship with your mom, bro. I'm telling you now, you so lucky. You are just in the throes of people who just totally hate you. And if you have a mother who is the complete opposite and cares and tries their best, honey, you is winning. And you really want to do them an honor by choosing to honor yourself, honey. You didn't did it extra bring it in because, baby, listen. You got some kids out here who just totally disregard their parents. It ain't no honoring their parents and they bone, okay? And you got the parents who be like, "Oh yeah, so let's get it then," and then they'll just basically just have at it, and that's a very sad situation and scenario to find yourself in, especially as a young lady. So I'm going to forewarn you all, baby. Listen, okay? You have a moment to make your life what you will. You need to go here out and really figure out that particular pace. When that pace is set in stone, honey, baby, listen, ain't nothing gonna shake it. Can't nothing do it. And the only thing that can is what motivated you to become such a woman that you are meant to have been in the first place anyway, and that was God. And now, baby, listen, we know we don't play with God. We know God is not to find somebody to trifle with, honey, baby, listen. Okay? That ain't this type of party. That ain't what time it is. But boo, you gonna obey, honey, or you got to go. That's just what it is, and that's what this book has taught me. That's how my mindset has begun to shift. Because when I was really in the thick of things and I just did not know what else to do, where to turn, where to go, what it was that I wanted to pursue next, I picked up a book and that's what I did next. I read it. I read it from cover to cover. I read it and did not put it down. When people was bugging me and working on my nerves, I read even more. When people began to just really make me feel like I was losing my mind, I picked up my book again every single time somebody had something derogatory to say. I turned to my book and I read and read and I read and I read and I ate up every word. Every word was delicious, the delicate piece of caviar every time I down any single syllable of vile, simile, metaphor, slant rhyme, whole entire quotes, quotations, dialogue, okay, scenes, settings, imagery, themes, plots. Oh my God, I could not stop. I did not want to stop. I had no desire to stop. I refused to stop. Every single time somebody, hold on, water. When I refuse to do something, I'll give you a story, an example. I was working at Hilton down here in Cleveland, Ohio, downtown. And I went there and they were so angry at me. They were making me sign paperwork that I was having so many issues with, I want to say, my brakes. And all I thought about was Aaliyah's song, the song that goes, and I refuse. I refuse, you know what I mean, to let you play me for a fool. Like, I refuse to sign this. Why? I'm signing this because I'm being myself and you want my signature on file. So you thirsty. You desperate for the thirst. You're so thirsty. And I refuse to sign it. I'm not putting my name on anything else until you properly can give some space, some understanding, something that's of a similar semblance. I refuse to put down this book. I refuse to stop reading. I refuse to entertain you. I refuse to call you. I refuse to reach out again. I refuse to let you go by me without expressing my true thoughts and feelings. I refuse to allow you to continuously disrespect me. I refuse to let you just say any other type of thing about your mouth to anything else that I got going on. I refuse. Ladies, say it with me. I refuse. Not today. I refuse. Now, if you got a problem with that, pay attention. This is a skill. It is letting you know that the desires that you choose are unimportant to other people. They're beneath what they think about. It doesn't make it true or right, but that's what's taking place. So when I really allowed myself to figure out why I really wanted to do something different this time around, I didn't go and scream and yell and write a 4 page plus essay to anybody else that was around me. You know, I have not been writing as much as normal on my Barnes and Noble type of one twos for my royalties and things of that nature. And as I got to that point, though, I made several podcasts. I read several books. You know, I spent several hours with family, people who sincerely love me. I spend time making my room beautiful. I spend time figuring out where our next steps are. I spend time trying to figure out how to organize my life. I spend time making sure that what I want to do is something that I give energy to. And what doesn't, I refuse to give energy and pour into. And that helps me remain true to who I am. Not because of uncle or cousin or some in law or somebody who has all these issues in the world. It's the person who's controlling me and making me think that what I think is wrong because they have some issues with themselves. Now, who am I to say, girls love to say that, who you think you are? And it's like, I didn't say that I thought that I was anybody, first off. You know what I mean? But the fact that you got something to say tells me that you think that I am. So maybe now, as they say, let's just give them something to talk about then. Maybe I just need to start carrying myself like I am who you think I am then. If I think, I mean, I hate to say this, if I think that I'm the or the illest person out here in the world according to your standards, then I might as well go ahead on and embody that then. Because there's no point in becoming out of alignment with it if you keep on saying it. So now that you chose to continuously say it, now I feel as though I've been challenged enough to feel as though, okay, well, fine, yes, I'm it then at this point. And I really embody a persona that I really love. I really love Aaliyah, and that's the very first felt like cue, necessarily, so to speak, that that was really a moment where I harmonized with something, with a genuine thought. And I guess there was really no other way to get it, because I mean, people went crazy. They was really out here hating. Like, it's so freaking just sad, for real, for real. And sometimes it does feel brutal. Sometimes the energy can feel like people are trying to specifically feel like we trying to have some problems or some issues with somebody, and it can hurt our feelings and feel like you being rude or mean and trying to belittle somebody, and it's not even that type of party. So I really just want us to be mindful. So anyway, thanks for joining me on this journey through the books that book me. If this episode sparked something for you, ladies, or reminded you of your own growth, please share it, rate it, and keep reading with intention. So I hope that you all have found your own intention word for today's session. I want to say our intention word was um, probably something about looking forward, like that continuous type of growth, or something of that nature. So anyway, I'll be back next week with another story, another shift, and another book that helps shape the woman I am today. Until next time, stay becoming, stay growing, and stay grounded. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye bye.